Firstly, great pleasure to have you here today. Mr. Kant, we'll deal with the straight question right up on top. Mr. Puri, with you. So this is about sustaining the dream run. We've had a dream result for the BJP. Third term for Mr. Modi seems certain. Absolutely certain. I said that on my show. Firstly, impact of this stupendous victory that almost nobody completely predicted on politics in the country, on the run-up to the general election, and what it will do to our economy and our business.
Let's look at the immediate short term, then the medium term. The last quarter showed 7.6%. The third quarter, by all accounts, is expected to be even better. I don't think that this is isolated. I think the kind of events that have preceded this, I think the Honorable Prime Minister has demonstrated at the very least that good governance is good politics. Let me draw your attention to a small but significant aspect of this. Some of our poorest districts in the country, poorest both in relative and in absolute terms, and I know a little about this because one such district I have adopted, Sonbhadra. 112 of these aspirational districts were identified, and with the help of my friend and collaborator who drove the program from the Niti Aayog, these 112 districts witnessed not only a dramatic, transformational, developmental change in terms of grassroots level development, what happened to the health sector, what happened to education there, what happened to other, you name anything. The district I had, Sonbhadra, used to be at around 100, 110, and they revised these, I think, every quarter, these rankings, and ended up at number 1 and 2. Why am I telling you this? One of the interesting small stories, and I say small within quotes, but a very significant story, that if you look at how these aspirational districts in these 4 states voted, they voted overwhelmingly for development. And that explains the overwhelming victory of the Bharatiya Janata Party. That's the first submission I make, that the Prime Minister has taken development from the drawing board of exalted government ministries and platforms. He has taken it to the grassroots. The delivery of goods and services has reached there, number one. Number two, in terms of positioning of India, that positioning does not take place in a political or a diplomatic vacuum. People will come to you because they sense in this whole exercise an opportunity to make productive investments, to engage you, the kind of heavy lifting you've been able to do. So I think both in terms of taking the developmental narrative, those goods and services, to the farthest first. That was the philosophy of the 2030 agenda. But the Honorable Prime Minister has done this even prior to the 2030 agenda being launched by the UN, point one. Point two, today I think global turbulence, and by global turbulence you were kind, you admitted to, you referred to one of them, but that's only the one thing, that Russia, Ukraine, and our energy diplomacy. We are buying oil and energy from more sources than ever before. I think 39 countries. We are willing to enter into agreement when the chips were down and you needed to ensure availability, affordability, and sustainability, the trilemma on energy. As good corporate citizens, the OMCs did not let us down. They incurred losses, but India is the only country in the world where the price of petrol came down 11%. All countries in the world, otherwise, it went up 30-40% on an average, 70-80% in our neighborhood. But what does this mean? It means good politics. If instead of concentrating on ostensibly divisive things, I want a caste census, I want this, look at the narrative the opposition was trying to generate. Entire new lining, and I'm not surprised that they were trying to have a meeting of this, what is it called, the Ghamandiya Alliance, and they don't have any participants.
Indie Alliance.
Ghamandiya Alliance. They don't have any participants. Mamta Didi doesn't want to go there. Now I read Samajwadi Party doesn't want to go there. I read somebody else doesn't want to go there. Look, you can't have people, and I like the way you introduced this, Arnab. You're much younger, but like me, you went to the right college. This gentleman here went to the wrong college. You went to the wrong college. So you said you've always believed in putting the country first. And I think this is the kind of politics that the Indian voter, because the voter wants development, you deliver development. When the Prime Minister reduced excise duty on 2 occasions, November 21 and May 2022, brought the price of petrol down by 13 rupees, petrol in 13 and 16 rupees. BJP states reduced their VAT. The non-BJP states didn't. They kept talking, they kept spreading false narratives. And I think today they've been caught in a web of their own distortions. And I'm being very mild in my characterization.